a plan. Drop it for me.
Let's go. I'm ready.
Let's do it. So we want to start with your good news, and we're going to end with your good news and fill in the middle.
Okay.
And your good news is, sister, you are going to Harlem.
I'm going to Harlem. Absolutely. I can't wait.
First dark-skinned activist. Remember, y'all, this is the first dark-skinned activist, the original creator of Darkism. She is going on tour, and her next stop is Harlem, New York.
Harlem, New York. Here I come. I'm ready.
Go ahead and tell the people a little bit about that.
All right, I'm ready, y'all. I'm going to be in Harlem bringing my dark-skinned play. It's called A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge.
Things that make you go, you know, these aren't jokes, these are thoughts, these are things that make you say, this may seem terrible, but oh my God, I didn't know you were black.
Greetings, soul brothers and sisters throughout America. I am Soul Brother Eric. There's a few topics basically that I want to sum up in this video. You know, I've been sitting back personally and generally reflecting on some things for the past couple of days or so. And, you know, I've been looking at my own personal life and other people's lives in terms of dark-skinned slave descendants here in the United States of America. And the millions, or however many of it, millions of us it is, 40 to 60 million of us. But getting to my point is like, you know, I know we as, I'm going to say it best to what we can understand, because some of us don't refer to each other as soul people, as which is more necessary than referring to each other as black. But for now, I just say, for lack of a better term of understanding, black people have a tendency, mainly in this country of America, to be prejudgmental of each other, to down each other, whether we are homosexuals, lesbians, whether we have some type of kind of mental illness, whether we are referred to by others as being, which word I don't like to use, but I'll say it in this video, being referred to as retarded, or, you know, or something of having a mental or physical disability, which we prejudge each other so hard on, which causes more division among us as families and as a people in general in this country. And for much as we've been under in this country as a dark-skinned people, as far as oppression goes, at the hands of another group of people who are the majority, which is the Caucasian European in this country. You know, I have to say that we've had, for hundreds of years, hell with them judging us, especially through their acts of racism and discrimination and all this type of sort of stuff. And for us to be so harshly judgmental against each other for whatever negative reasons, it's just sad, you know, or, you know, trying to put each other down into even to the point of discouraging each other, you know. And I've had people in my family tell me that if I decided, you know, to become a artist, that I wouldn't successfully make no money at it. You know, well, you know what I got to say for that? That's a bunch of crock of BS. Excuse my French, but it is what it is. And, you know, if fate destiny allows me to become a professional artist one day, or even a professional writer, as far as literature arts go, you know, I have to say that, trust me, I am determined that they will be shown and made a lie out of, because I will do everything in my power to be successful, you know. And this is if I would say the same thing or respond, period, to the same thing that a person from off the street would say to me, you know. But the thing about it is that we are right now in a situation in terms of the core of our division as a people that, you know, like I say, just being unquote black in this society, you know, in this cruel racist society, you know, it's time out as far as us continually judging each other, you know, and discouraging each other from even wanting to do positive things, from even wanting to make positive change, whether it's in our own lives as individuals or whether it's in our lives as a common people with a common goal, especially as to liberate ourselves from up under this oppression we've been suffering for almost 500 years, which is slavery, discrimination, racism, and now today with the new Jim Crow called mass incarceration, you know. And like I said, you know, if we really, especially for those, you know, in the so-called Black conscious movement, you know, we have even become more judgmental toward our own people in terms of dark-skinned people than the so-called average Negro on the street has, or the average Negro in the ghetto has. You know, I've seen it. I've seen it in the Nation of Islam. You know, I've seen it in the Nubian nation. I've seen it amongst the Moorish Science Temple of America. You know, I've seen it in amongst our brothers and sisters. You know, when I was following under Orthodox Islam, you know, I've seen it. You know, for those of us that tend to feel like we're beyond, whether or above or better, I just say that, you know, above or better than those of our dark-skinned brothers and sisters that's into Christianity, we're really not no more different than they are when it comes to being prejudgmental of each other. You know, because we are some kind of way still affected by the scars of slavery, or rather chattel slavery, from what our ancestors went through, whether we want to realize it or not. You know, and the reality of it is that, you know, we don't have no right or no kind of rite of passage to be prejudgmental of each other, you know. And I see this all the time, even in this little big small city that I live in here in Nebraska. The few dark-skinned slave descendants that I run across, you know. I see the same thing going on. Just being prejudgmental, especially when they don't know each other personally as individuals, you know. But that's out of
Woo! You know something? I used to laugh at this until I began to really think about it. I'm always thinking. I'm always changing. I'm always evolving. I'm always maturing. That is what's supposed to happen as you get older. But I used to laugh at this until I began to think about it a little more fully. And see, that's what's wrong with some of us. When we think, we don't think things all the way out. We think to a certain point and we stop, and we don't continue to think because we think that we've drawn to the final conclusion, and that is not the case many times. So I was just laughing about Caucasian people, pink people, white people, however you want to call it. I don't like saying white people, as y'all know it. Pink people, Caucasian people. I always used to laugh when they are in trouble because they love to drop bombs on people. They love to cause people misery. It seems as though they enjoy watching people suffer. So there is something some folks call karma. So then you have a natural disaster like the flood in Houston. And there have been many floods, many earthquakes, many different types of natural disasters. And you see the Caucasian people, men and women and children, and don't forget their dog Spot. They love dogs now. Don't forget Spot. And you see them on TV, and they are crying. Oh, I lost everything. I lost my car. I lost my house. I had my great-grandmama's teeth in a jar. I lost that. I lost my birth certificate. I just lost everything. Everything is just gone. I don't know what we gonna do, but you know the law gonna make a way. The law gonna make a way. And I just be laughing at them. Good for you. How evil this nation has been to dark-skinned people, not only in America, but around this earth. Good for you. And I laugh. But then I began to think about, now, they cry. You watch them cry, yeah. They cry because they lost grandma's teeth and they lost an old picture and they just lost everything. But one thing they always will say, and you hear them, even right now during the great flood of Houston, Texas, or the Houston area, they always say, I'm going to rebuild. I'm going to rebuild. Now, mind you, this can happen again. The earthquake, the flood, or whatever disaster these Caucasian pink people face, the white people, they always say, I'm going to rebuild. I'm going to rebuild. Now, let me show you something as a contrast. The Great Flood of 1993 in the area where I live, the Caucasian people, they were crying or whatever, and it affected a lot of the people of Seoul, and they took it in stride. You did not see a whole lot of dark-skinned people crying during the flood of 1993. Matter of fact, you had little children and probably some adults. They was playing in the flood water. They took old doors or pieces of wood and jumped on them, and they was canoes, and they was having fun in the flood. They was not concerned with, I lost everything, or I'm going to rebuild. But you see, that's the key. Caucasian people ain't about having all this. We are fun people. That's all we think about. I'm going to the club. Going to the club for what? I'm going to have fun. I'm going to meet me a man. You going to meet your man for what? Girl, I'm going to have me some fun. Dude, what you going to go to the club for? I'm going to get drunk, meet me a woman, and what? We going to have fun. We going to party. We going to party. While you are partying, you have a childlike infantile mentality. The Caucasian people are serious as a heart attack. I'm going to rebuild. They don't care nothing about no flood. They don't care nothing about no earthquake. They don't care anything about no volcano. I'm going to show the volcano. I'm going to show the earthquake, the flood, or whatever the natural disaster is. You don't mean a damn thing to me because you can tear what I build down. I'm going to put it right back up. Now, what you think about that flood? What you think about that tornado, earthquake? I'm going to put it right back up. And out of all the natural disasters on the planet, it does hurt them because Caucasian people are very materialistic. When you tear their stuff up or whatever, they're very materialistic. They probably would rather some people die than their things get tore up. But I'm going to rebuild. I'm going to rebuild. And that's exactly what they do. So you can have all the floods you want to. You can't even tell there was a flood because the Caucasian people have rebuilt, just like they say. All over this country, no matter what the natural disaster is, you can't tell because they have rebuilt. Nothing stops them like that. I'm going to live here because it's beautiful, but there's a flood. I'm going to live here, but there's fires all the time. They don't care about no fire. They don't care about floods. They don't care about nothing. I'm going to live here. The hell with all that because it's beautiful. So they buy a house and there's ghosts in the house. As soon as you enter the house, there's a mysterious voice. Tell the white people, you need to get out. You need leave. Get out. Now the black friend with him say, hey, this house is talking. I think we need to leave. Oh, fella, that house, the what they call it, its bite is worse than its bark. Come on, Janie. Come on, little Cleaver. We all moving into the house. They don't care. Whatever is in the house, they gonna deal with it. You ain't running us away. See, this is that's why I had to stop laughing. This is why they are on top and we are on the bottom. Because they refuse to let a ghost or a flood or nothing stop them. We're going to rebuild. We're going to build. The mentality of the Negro, the mentality of us who are the people of soul, our mentality is just the opposite. If something is tore up, if something is destroyed, our mentality is to leave. I got to get out the ghetto. I want to be successful so I can get out the ghetto. Where you going to go? I'm going to go where the people, they build. That's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go where they build stuff. Now, of course, we know that there's racism. There's no doubt about it. There's Caucasian supremacy, that mentality. But these Negroes, they leave the ghetto and they go where the Caucasian people have built. Of course, you are foreign, you really don't belong there. And there's racism, but chances are it's also you did not build. Here you are, Negro. Why are you going to come? You did not help us build. You did not help us rebuild. But you want to bring your butt from something toe up and come here and enjoy what we built. And then you act like you shot. They write nigger on your door. Go home, coon, on your door. Why can't you have that mentality if the ghetto is destroyed like a tornado went through it, if the ghetto is destroyed like an earthquake hit it, if the ghetto is destroyed like ghosts are scaring people, why don't you stay there and deal with it and you build and rebuild? A ghetto was not always a ghetto. Any ghetto can be turned into a place that's beautiful where you would be proud to live if you built it up instead of being a coward and leaving, going somewhere where you are not accepted or people are just faking the funk. They really don't want you there. That's the difference in the mentality of the Negro and the Caucasian people. That's why I no longer can laugh, because their mentality is about taking care of business, about self-dignity and pride, perseverance, integrity, and not only about themselves, but they're looking out for their future generations. You gonna live here. Little Johnny's children gonna live here, and little Johnny's children gonna live here. I don't care nothing about no earthquakes and tornadoes. I don't care about no fires, volcanoes, none of that stuff. The so-called ghetto can be the same way. You run into somewhere, you run into places where you're not wanted, and all our people who are supposed to be so successful, if they took their monies, if they took their energy, if they took their love, if there was any kind of love in their hearts, take it back to where you come from, and you can build it up and make it look just as beautiful as the place you want to run and hide to. And be among those like yourself. And fall in love with a black woman. And fall in love with a black man. A brother, a soul sister. And love these children instead of running around here because you mad you call our babies nigglets. You should be shaming yourself. Because the mother behaves in a certain way, because the father behaves in a certain way, you're going to call our poor babies that don't have nothing to do with nothing, call them nigglets, copying your damn slave massa. You should be shaming yourself. Go in with your money. Go in with the sincere love of where you come from, the love of yourself. And you will change the behavior of the people, where the people will begin to look and say, wow, we want beautiful things too. We want to strive for nice things. And I can guarantee you, if you did those things, the same way that you're looking to leave the ghetto, you have people in other areas will look at what you've done and want to come be with you instead of trying to run away from you. You should fault nobody in the condition that we are currently in. You should fault nobody for wanting to get away from you. But this is because we have a sick mentality. But I don't get angry at us no more, because what do you expect from people who have only known slavery? Caucasian people act the way they act because they know what it is to be free. They know what it is to live a liberated life from an oppressor. So they don't care about the next oppressor. They don't care nothing about the flood. They don't care nothing about the volcano or the fires. We will fight the fire. We will fight the flood. We will do the best we can to fight the enemy, whether it's a natural disaster, whether it's North Korea, or whether it's Iran, or whoever the enemy is, we'll fight them to the death. But the Negro, unfortunately, we don't have that type of attitude. We are looking for them. We're looking for them for guidance because we still have a slave mentality. You're looking for your massa to do things for you. So the ghetto ain't good. So you run, you become successful and run to your massa. Can I live with you, massa? I don't want to live in the, can I come into the house, massa? I don't want to live out. Oh, wow. It's very simple. Change your behavior. When you change your behavior, your whole condition, your whole life, your whole reality will change. I want to dedicate these few words to all those in the past, and some may even be in the present, all true revolutionaries, all those who were involved in slave revolts, all those who were involved in revolutionary activity, because you are truly the real. Now, I cannot take away from somebody who's trying. There's nothing wrong with trying. But it gets to the point where we are playing games. The topic that I've chosen is we need to stop playing games with races. We need to stop playing games with pink people, white folks. You need to stop playing these games. Either you gonna do it or y'all need to shut your damn mouth and sit down in a corner and just like any child, just bawl and whine and just take what's coming to you. Because all this other stuff that you bringing looks silly and nobody is impressed, especially the white people. They look at you and keep moving. You're nothing to them. You're no threat. And they show this every day. But they do take notice to those who dare become true revolutionaries. And this Negro, this African Americaners, these dark-skinned people, the ones I call descendants of slaves, born in America, having dark skin, the people of soul, they don't take us serious. And until they take you serious, your condition is not going to change no time soon. And we are going to pass this same insanity, this same madness, this same crap on to your future generations that you claim that you love. But if you love them, you can stop the madness right here. The buck can stop right here if you had, what they say, if you had the courage, if you had the real wisdom in order to get the job done. Shout out to the real revolutionaries. The Black Panther Party. I love them. There's no doubt about it. Respect and honor. But the Black Panther Party, y'all was playing games. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. You just didn't know who you was dealing with. But you was playing a game. Here you had brothers and sisters with guns. And to my knowledge, how many races did you shoot? You got shot. The enemy killed many of you. How many of them did you kill? And you had these guns. So see, in the soul community, that's what's called perpetrating a fraud, putting on a front. Racists are not impressed and don't care about you putting on a front. The Nation of Islam. We need to separate. We need to separate. Going on 100 years. Have they separated? No, ain't done nothing. Perpetrating a fraud, putting on a front. Racists don't care. They watch you. Time reveals exactly who and what you are. So it was easy to destroy the Black Panther Party because they wasn't real to begin with. It's easy to destroy the Nation of Islam, and the Nation of Islam is not effective because you're not real to begin with. So you're going to go out and march on the streets in the civil rights movement. You angry because you want to sit in the front of the bus. Then you are allowed to sit on the front of the bus, and that's the end of it. It's over. Perpetrating a fraud, putting on a front. At least you did, and you was able to sit in the front of the bus. Like, so what? These are not true revolutionaries. Putting on the front, faking the funk. That's not going to work dealing with racists. And the reason why you do this is because you really don't understand your enemy. Your enemy is very complex. You have a problem dealing with white people. This is our problem. Well, our first problem is we scared of them. You talk a whole bunch of crap, but the reality is we're scared of them. And that's all right. Fear is natural. But don't allow that to keep you in bondage. Now, this is the thing about Caucasian people. You're dealing with a very complex enemy. And this is how you need to deal with that enemy. I'm going to use an example of a snake, a poisonous snake. You can take a poisonous snake and you can chop off the head of that snake. Mind you, messing around with a poisonous snake, you can get bit. That's your first problem. You get bit and you can die. Dealing with Caucasian people, you can mess around and they will kill you. They will murder you. There's no doubt about that. They've proven that over and over again. They don't have no problem putting a black, dark-skinned person in the graveyard. That's no problem for them. Now, the thing about dealing with a snake is that you can kill a snake. Well, first of all, you have to subdue the snake. You just can't play with the snake. You got to beat it. You got to beat it until it's no longer a threat. Did you hear what I said? You got to beat it. You got to beat it until it's no longer a threat. The Black Panthers did not do that. The Nation of Islam has not done that. The Civil Rights Movement have not done that. The Civil Rights Movement, you won how to sit in front of the bus. It was a beautiful thing. The Montgomery boycott, those brothers and sisters sacrificed. So they walked and they suffered. But then y'all stopped. You didn't keep beating. Y'all hit the enemy and then you stop. That is not how you deal with an enemy. You have to subdue that enemy. You have to keep banging on the beast until it stops moving, until you have subdued it. Now, once you get the snake to where now it's not moving and you chop off his head, mind you, now listen, woo! Listen, the snake can still bite you. The snake has, even after the snake is dead, it has an involuntary response. Listen, whoa, woo! The snake still has involuntary response, and you can still get bit and die even after the snake is dead. The snake can kill you after it's dead. This is the type of enemy that you're looking at when we're looking at Caucasian people. Even if all the Caucasian people disappeared today, you still have a problem because this snake can still bite you and it's dead. Do you understand that? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, my first teacher, he taught that the Caucasian people were the skunk of the planet Earth. How many of you ever been sprayed by a skunk? When you get sprayed by the stench from a skunk is undescribable. You can't really, it stinks, but you can't really give an example of what kind of smell this is. And you can kill the skunk, but the stench from the skunk, if you get sprayed by a skunk, it will stay on you and linger for days and days and days. It's very difficult to get rid of that smell if you get sprayed by a skunk. So you're dealing with a people who are like a snake. They can bite you after they are dead. And you carry, once they spray you with their stench, their lifestyle, their behavior, their education, their money, whatever it is that you love from them, once they spray you with that, you will carry that with you. And even though the snake and the skunk is no longer around, you will continue to be affected by what they've done to you. This is the complexity of the enemy that we're dealing with. But the first step in dealing with this enemy is we have to stop perpetrating the fraud, faking the funk. You and I, we have to subdue the enemy until it can no longer move and take off its head. Then you still have to deal with the after effect, because the enemy can still bite you. Just like when Ike Turner was talking to his wife. He said, look, Tina, you try to get away from me, but I'm up in here. I'm up in here. This Caucasian, these races, this mentality is right up in here. This is the reason why even after they are dead, they can still bite you, because we are actually a part of them. We are them with dark skin. And if you don't understand that, then they will rise up from out of you. And even though the physical flesh is gone, they mentally will still be able to strike you. We still carry the stench and the poison of a complex enemy. You have to fight them until they no longer move. You must clean yourself to get yourself clean from the stench. You must be careful of the head so that head don't rise up and bite you after it's dead. We cannot get that accomplished perpetrating a fraud and faking the front. Like a brother told me, there's only two people in this world. Either you real or you fake. And so far we have been fake. We are fake. Pretending we want liberation. Pretending you are oppressed. How are you oppressed driving a fancy car? How are you oppressed with all these beautiful degrees on your wall? The most educated, rich, oppressed people on the planet. That's why other people laugh at you, talking about you going through such and such and such and such. You oppressed, and you driving a $50,000, $60,000 car, $300,000 house, $500 shoe. What kind of oppression are you going through? And we lay around here. You calling yourself a man. You calling yourself a woman. You calling yourself free. But you don't have no dignity. You talk about you want freedom. You want justice. Begging the enemy. Begging those who ain't going to give you a damn thing. And you know it when you ask. But you keep asking because you're putting on a front. You faking the funk. A poor excuse for a man. A poor excuse for womanhood. You have no respect for yourself. No dignity. No honor. Because in reality, you're still, in fact, we are a worse slave than our ancestors was. Because they knew and had no choice. They knew who the enemy was. And they knew who they were up against. But since you can drive a fancy car, since you can lay up and go to parties with the enemy, and they can give you an hors d'oeuvre, give you some escargot, this is serious business. This is not no game. You cannot pick up a gun and not use it. You cannot talk about separation and don't go nowhere. You can't sit around and march, and then, I guess because you get tired, then it's over. When you're dealing with an oppressor, when you want to change your condition, you have to keep moving. You have to keep pumping until the condition is changed. You cannot take a vacation. If you do anything else, you're faking the funk, you're putting on a front, perpetrating a fraud. Caucasian people, they died, they suffered, they sacrificed to put us in the condition that we are in. They continue to do that. They don't mind dying to keep you a Negro slave in your place. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th class citizen. They don't mind dying to keep you where you're supposed to be in this society. So in order to counter that, we must be willing to sacrifice. We must be willing to die. We must be willing to do whatever the enemy is willing to do to keep us and put us in this horrid condition. We must be willing to do the same to get ourselves out. There is no divine, special, nothing that's going to come and save you. If you don't want to make a move, then again, we really need to shut up because you're fake. And the enemy knows. These Caucasian people in power, they know you fake. You don't fool nobody except yourself. And the reason why many of these Negroes don't come by this ministry is because they know that I know that they fake. Time will show who is fake and who is real. I have been on the course since you've known me. I have never changed. I'm exactly the same until we are truly liberated. But my original purpose for making this video was to talk about those persons who think Angel Snub 7 gonna kiss they ass. I'm not kissing no booty. I'm not getting no doo-doo on my nose. I'm not getting no doo-doo on my lips. It's not gonna happen. You can get angry, go cry, or whatever you want to do. It's not gonna happen. I am going to keep it real. This is the reality's temple on earth. It was real in the beginning, and it shall be real in the end. I have no desire to brown nose these people when I know that you are in error, when I know that you are wrong. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you God. I don't care if you're alien. I don't care who the hell you are. If you are in error, if you are incorrect, if you're wrong, then I will step up and say what I see that is in error, which is in flaw. I'm going to do that. I'm not looking for friends. Unless you are a friend to real truth, and clearly you're not interested in truth. You're not interested in what is correct. So the original title of this video was going to be Angel Snub 7 does not kiss nobody's backside. I don't need your friendship. There are those who have been so-called friends or associates of mine, have known me for years, but because I will not accept their way of thinking or do what they want me to do, then they disappear or whatever. They might as well disappear because they know they cannot justify their defriend, unfriend of Angel Snub 7. I have not done nothing to them except they don't like because they can't control me. They don't like because I can't accept their belief, how they think. I'm not interested in that stuff. If what you say, if what you think, if what you want to do conflicts with real truth and what is appropriate for these of whom I call the people of soul, the descendants of slaves born in America, that which is in our best interest, I'm going to challenge that. So since 2009, Angel Snub 7 is the only, listen to me, and this is probably the reason of why over 100 channels have been terminated of mine on YouTube. Since 2009, I even gotten in my ragged car and visited different persons on YouTube, different YouTube personalities, looking for what we call black unification. The reality is, these people that y'all foam at the mouth over, that you giggle about, who you put on such a high pedestal, none of them is interested in what we call black unity. But we do know that without black unity, nothing will get done. Nothing would happen. So if your leadership that y'all support is not interested in black unity, then it's a done deal. You might as well go back. You might as well go in your backyard, take your children, take your dog, take your wife, take your grandma, and just shoot everybody in the head. It's a done deal. Point blank. I'm going to just put it out on the table. I'm being real with you. It's over. And I really don't like, yes, I do. I do like to mention names. Why should I hide? Like, give you an example. This brother Phil from the Advice Show. Brother Phil from the Advice Show came to my channel. Before he had a channel, there was Angel Snup Nup 7. Before many of these people, there was Angel Snup Nup 7. Brother Phil told me him and his family listen to the Advice Show. So why doesn't Brother Phil return emails, letters, any type of attempt at Angel Snup Nup 7 to speak with him? Because he made a video. Now, me and Brother Phil, we are cool, supposed to be cool, associates, whatever. But Brother Phil is in the public domain. He makes a video, or videos, plural, and I critique his channel because his channel at that time was filled with negative images of black people, the people of soul, more so than positive. Matter of fact, I could not really tell the difference between him and Tommy Sotomayor. And I made a video speaking about it, but he believed that I'm supposed to come to him first before I say anything about nothing and I don't have to talk to you about nothing. Your videos and your work is in the public. I have the right, just like anybody else, to comment and critique just like anybody else. I don't care if we cool. You can critique and talk about me all that you want to. I never have a problem with these persons. You can critique the Reality's Temple. You can critique me. You can talk about me. Whatever. And hey, I said, look, brother, I heard what you said about me. And just go on by our business. We still brothers in the struggle. No big deal. But that's not how these people who y'all glorify, that's not how they operate. They want fame, they want money, they want celebrity, they want somebody to brown nose them, and I'm not going to do it. If we cool, just because we cool, I'm supposed to agree with everything that you say. That's not how things work. You can bleed, we can bleed. You can be my blood brother, and I would do the same. You can be my mother, and the same thing will happen. If you are in error, if you're wrong, and I expect the same thing to be done to me. No more, no less. I don't have no problem with it. But all these folks have a problem with it. And so, look, they are not interested. So now it comes to the point, not only Brother Phil of the Advice Show, then of course, you know, later on, he gets angry. Nobody wants to support my channel. Give me some money. Give me, that's what it's, see, the bottom line is what it's all about. Money, fame, celebrity. That's what it's all about. They are not really, they don't really care nothing about the people, the masses. I don't understand. Why, I mean, when y'all gonna learn these people not real? There was a brother on YouTube, his username was JT Riley 1. And JT Riley 1 always said, there's only two people in this world, the fake and the real. You either one or the other. There is no in between. And these people are showing you all the time they are not real. But you don't want the real. So, coming back to YouTube, I'm looking at my subscriptions, and people are talking about, what's his name, Haven Bullets. Haven Bullets is a supporter of Sonetta TV. So I'm watching Soul Brother Haven Bullets video, and then he directs us to some words. I did not watch Sonetta Black News 102. I did not watch the video. I am going to take Havon, I think I'm pronouncing his name correctly, Havon Bullets video. Hey, and there's a sister, the Radical Home Goddess. She talks about it too. I watched her video. and it's about Sonetta. He's endorsing Tommy Sotomayor. When are you guys going to learn? You just don't get it. You love Brother Polite. Brother Polite showing his colors. Nothing but a scam artist looking out for himself and maybe his family. Maybe. If I was a wife of Brother Polite, I would really be watching what's going on, because you might get dumped real quick, because that's not where his mind is at. Dr. Umar Johnson is questionable. We don't have no school. What's going on with that? So now you have Sonetta that brought Umar Johnson to the light, to the public knowledge, and brought Polite and whatever. Now you have Sonetta himself, who is endorsing basically Tommy Sotomayor's hate against the people of soul. Bottom line, we know how Tommy Sotomayor talks about soul sisters. And you know, the black woman, you're not perfect. And a lot of the things that this dude said is true, but I would never endorse him. I would never endorse him because some of what he says is true. The devil says things that are true. So what? This is an evil, wicked little man who has a hatred for some personal reason against black women, and then now he also turned it against the people of soul, period. He's called soul sisters every foul name under the book. He goes to Sonetta's reunion or whatever, gets punched in the face, and after he gets away, because see, he really was lucky. He really was lucky that he got punched in the face, because he really should have, in an atmosphere like that, he should have really got beat down. But he got off pretty clean, and that's real. Because I know even back in my day, prior to social media, if that dude had came into our circle, oh, he would have got the beat down. He wouldn't have got no punch in the face. He would have got the beat down. Now, then after the punch in the face, he gets in the car talking about, I wish all y'all the blacks be dead. Yeah, I said it or whatever. Now, this is the person, because of the actions of one person, nobody else hurt this man. Because of the actions of one person, he's going to continue to call out the whole nation, brothers and sisters, whatever. And this is the type of behavior that Sonetta is endorsing. Mind you, now listen to this. Mind you, not too long ago, there was supposed to be a Brother Polite and a Tommy Sotomayor debate, correct? I know this. This is not my belief. This is what I know. There was no debate. Why? Because Tommy Sotomayor said that Sonetta is a cheater, he's a liar, he's disgusting, he's a con man. Matter of fact, Tommy Sotomayor has said out of his mouth, he called the house of consciousness the house of consciousness, like a con. Ex-criminals, ex-prisoners. And then you're going to turn around, I agree with some Tommy Sotomayor when y'all act a certain way. We know why we act a certain way. No different from any other person on this planet. When y'all gonna learn? You don't want the real. And now you shout. All these people, even the ones that I don't mention here, because you know who y'all support, you foam at the mouth or whatever, national leaders to the little fellas down on YouTube. They looking for money, they looking for fame, they looking for celebrity, they using black liberation as a door to that, and they know that you have a sincere desire for liberation and getting rid of this oppressor off your back, and they taking advantage of you. You don't want to learn. You live in some kind of fictional land somewhere because you really don't want to do the work. You want to support others so you can blame them for your failure or for something that's not getting done. you can feel good. You don't have to do nothing for yourself. The only thing you have to do is buy a debate ticket. The only thing you have to do is buy a DVD or whatever. And you can blame failure on Umar Johnson or Seti or Sarnetta or all these people who you foam at the mouth of. That's what it's all about. You don't want to take responsibility for yourself. So the only thing you do is sit back on your ass, because they don't ask you really to do nothing. Woo! They don't really ask you to do nothing except give me some money. That's all they really ask of you. And you can do that because they make you feel good. There are many who are going to continue to support Sarnetta, but yet and still they hate Tommy Sotomayor. How are you going to continue to support Sarnetta TV, Black? I don't care. Those brothers and sisters, whoever is part of the House of Consciousness, it's time now for all of you to leave, and this House of Consciousness needs to fall. Because clearly it does not represent that when the founder or the head of the house endorses a person who clearly hates the woman, in fact, hates and have a problem with all black folks. The House of Consciousness is supposed to love and seek the development and what is in the best interest of the people of soul. So are you telling us, Sarnetta, that Tommy Sotomayor, Oscar Mayer, I keep getting his name mixed up with Oscar Mayer Wiener, that Oscar whatever, Sotomayor or whatever, sodomized. You mean to tell me that in some kind of way, this fella is a benefit to the people of soul? That you will endorse him because he says something that may benefit you? Or just like some people say, are you trying to shame the people and give you some more money? And this is the thing about it. What are these people doing with the money that they're getting? Well, I know the advice show, he's trying to be Gerardo Rivera or somebody, trying to be Alex Jones or somebody. That's where he wants to go. He wants to go into the media. Mind you, none of these people went to school for journalism or nothing. They come on YouTube, run their mouth. All of a sudden, everybody's supposed to take them as credible news outlets or whatever. I'm not to degrade, because they do a good job. But the bottom line, when it's all said and done, y'all see, it's all about money, but you don't want the real. You don't